Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another show. Welcome back to the review of Arsenal versus Wimbledon. And yeah, listen, apologies if I look a bit tired tonight. Today is that I didn't get home until like 4 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, it was a bit of a late one. So yeah, apologies on that one. But yeah, listen, we took on Wimbledon in the Carabao Cup and we got the win quite convincingly. Although having said that, it is only Wimbledon, and having said that as well, we didn't do too great in the first half. Let's be brutally honest. You know, we were lucky to be up with that penalty. But yeah, listen, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to talk about the game. Going to talk about the fans because they were great as well, and then I'm going to talk about what it means going forward. But before I do, I just want to tell you about a couple of things. Tomorrow I will be doing the preview for Arsenal versus Tottenham, the North London derby. It's a big one. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a preview for that tomorrow. Then obviously on Monday, I'll be doing the review for the Arsenal-Tottenham game because obviously I'm going to the game, so I won't be able to do anything on the day. But yeah, listen, let's talk about last night's game, Arsenal versus Wimbledon. And obviously Arteta made some wholesale changes. Obviously a lot of the first team that I will get my words out eventually. A lot of the first team squad was absent. So, you know, the likes of Ramsdale, White, Gabriel, Tierney, Odegaard. No, they weren't there. Pepe. But having said that, he still put out an experienced squad. You know, you're looking at the likes of Lacazette, Partey was in there, Lokonga, and then later on in the game, Smith-Rowe, Saka come on. Obviously, Martinelli, Tavares was in there. So a pretty strong squad. Obviously, Leno in goal. So yeah, a pretty strong squad for a Carabao Cup game, even though that a lot of the new look Arsenal weren't there. And I looked at the lineup before the game and I said, do you know what? It's not a bad lineup. I was a bit surprised to see Thomas Partey in there because I felt that he needed a bit of a rest ahead of the North London derby. Because had we had played him and he would have got in and he'd have got injured, then it would have been a gamble that backfired. And we all know that Arteta's gambles usually backfire. So that was my instinct when it come to Thomas Partey. When I saw him on the team sheet, I was like, Jesus, Arteta's taking a risk here because if he gets injured, then we're going to be fucked for the North London derby. And we certainly need him for the North London derby. In my opinion, I think we need him for the North London derby more than we needed him last night against Wimbledon. But somebody pointed out to me, and I didn't really think about it like this, is that Thomas Partey's just come back from a serious injury, or come back from an injury, and a lot of people were saying that he needs minutes, and I kind of get it. I never really looked at it like that, to be honest. But yeah, it kind of makes sense. But listen, he come through it unscathed. Hopefully, he will be starting ahead of that North London derby. Hopefully, he doesn't pick up any knocks in training over the next couple of days. And hopefully, he's able to play on Sunday. So yeah, he was one of them. I wasn't surprised to see Leno, although I was quite happy to see Leno, because it means now that Ramsdale's going to come back in for the North London derby. Don't quote me on that, but it looks like that Ramsdale is obviously the Premier League team's number one. And it looks like that Arteta's going, do you know what? I think Ramsdale in the Premier League is a lot better option than Bernd Leno. And I actually agree. I think Leno's had chance after chance. And listen, he's done great things, Leno, but I think Ramsdale at this moment in time deserves to keep that number one spot in the Premier League. So yeah, I personally, when I saw Leno on the team sheet, I was like, yeah, this is great. This is brilliant, because it means that Ramsdale is going to start on Sunday. Tavares, I want to talk about Nuno Tavares, because I thought he had a really good game getting up and down that left-hand side. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Got to be honest. Yeah, I thought he was fantastic getting up and down that left-hand side. The only thing with Tavares, and I am getting a little bit worried, he's great going forward, but defensively, he's still a little bit raw. He's still a little bit, he's still young and he needs a lot of work there. But listen, great potential. And I would go as far as to say that he's pushing Tierney for that number one spot at left back. And if Tierney, because you got to look at it, right, in the last couple of games, Tierney has not had the greatest of games. Okay, people might cite that to whether he just gets cramp or anything, but he's not had the greatest of games. And Tavares, ever since he's come on, he's always looked lively. Defensively is a little bit of a worry though, Tavares, but I would certainly play him if it, for an attacking sense. I think it's decent. I think I would definitely play him. Whether we should take that gamble and play him in the North London derby, I think Arteta's going to go with Tierney. And if I'm being brutally honest, I will probably go with Tierney just for the experience, because in a North London derby, you're going to need all that experience. But it was great to see him last night get a few, Tavares. It was great to see him get minutes under his belt. And again, he just looked really enthusiastic. And he looked like he wanted to be there. So, yeah, that was brilliant to see. The one worry that I have still with this team is that we don't seem to be taking our created chances. We seem to be creating chances and opportunities, but we are woeful in the final third. It's got to be said. We are absolutely atrocious when it comes to stringing passes together. It just seems like our front three, whoever it is, has just got no cohesion. It just seems like they're just not on the same page. Whether it's because Arteta's got them playing with the handbrake on and that they've got to focus solely on their defensive responsibilities. Now, that's fine when you're playing a big team. When you're playing the likes of Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, you can set teams up to be defensive and not concede a goal. That's fine. But do you really need to be doing that against the likes of Wimbledon, who, let's be honest, are not going to be the greatest threat, to our defense? So do you really need to set up so defensively against a team like Wimbledon? But I don't know. That's the one worry I have is with our front three. Our front three is still whoever it is, and it doesn't matter. It can be a different front three to what we saw last night. But there still seems to be this lack of understanding going forward. And I think if we can fix that and start scoring more freely, then I think we're sort of on the right track. But at the moment, it's just whether we can fix that. And it's all well and good when you're playing against the teams of, like the stature of Wimbledon, because they're not, let's be honest, they're not a great side. Wimbledon. So you can do that and you can get away with it. When you're missing chances, you can get away with it because you're always going to get chances against those teams. But when you're playing the likes of Tottenham, when you're playing the likes of Man City, when you're playing the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool, you're not going to get those same level of opportunities in front of goal that you would against a Wimbledon, against a Norwich, against a West Brom, against any of the lesser teams. You're not going to get those clear-cut opportunities in front of goal against the big sides, because what will happen is you'll get opportunities, but you won't get as many. And if you're not taking them, it's all well and good not conceding. But if you're not scoring at the other end, it just becomes very, very boring. So, yeah, Arsenal, we kind of need to fix that up. And that's the one thing that worried me with yesterday's game. Couple of shining lights, though, in the second half. Obviously, Lacazette's penalty. It was great to see Lacazette get minutes. And it was great to see him get on the score sheet, even if it was from the penalty spot. But the couple of other shining lights for me is the game changed as soon as Saka and Smith Rowe came on the pitch. Smith Rowe scored, Lacazette scored, and who is the other one? Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah got a goal as well, which was decent. I thought that was pretty decent. And I've got to be honest, guys, when I looked at the team sheet as well and I saw Eddie's name on there, I was like, this guy is practically out the door. Why are you playing him? Why aren't you playing Balogun? Why aren't you playing Charlie Patino in midfield or something? Why aren't you giving these guys a chance? You're still playing players that are not going to be here. But fair play to Eddie. He got his goal and he had a couple of other chances to score, but again, just he just didn't really do nothing, did he? Do you know? He didn't really do nothing, but took his goal very well. His goal was fantastic, let's be honest. Saka and Smith Rowe, they come on. They looked really decent, to be fair. They looked fantastic. Saka, they both changed the game. And Saka's slowly coming back into confidence. We do have to take into account that it was only Wimbledon. But yeah, Saka's coming back into some kind of form. And he needs to, after the events of the summer and all what he's been through and the start to the season he's had. It's nice to see a confident Saka return. And I got the feeling over the last couple of games that you could just tell his confidence was starting to dip. And me personally, you could tell that he had a little bit of the emotional scars of what happened in the summer and maybe the physical scars as well, because you think he played the whole summer, he played the whole tournament, featured in a majority of the games, then come back to pre-season. He not really had a break. You could tell that he was suffering a little bit from fatigue, but he seems to be now, and obviously it's only Wimbledon. I have got to, err on the side of caution, but you can see that he is starting to play his way back into form. So that's nice to see. Overall, guys, it was a fantastic win and it was nice to get through to the next round. Obviously, we've got Leeds at the Emirates. That's going to be a game, a good game. It's going to be a tough game, but yeah, listen, we got Leeds next at the Emirates, and obviously before that on the horizon is that North London derby. And that's where the test's going to really come, guys. I'm not going to talk about this too much in depth because I am going to do a preview tomorrow for the Tottenham Arsenal game. But yeah, that's the big test. Because let's be honest, if we can win that, then I'm not going to say that we've turned a corner, but we are heading in the right direction. And we have to take into account the opposition that we won against. So, we've beaten West Brom, beaten Burnley, beaten Norwich, beaten Wimbledon, and Spurs probably will be the toughest test. If we can get a result there, Arteta's got a big, big game on his hands, and he's got big decisions to make. Does he start with Granit Xhaka, or does he still leave him out the team? Does he start with Ramsdale? Listen, I spoke about Ramsdale earlier. I personally think he will start with Ramsdale. But yeah, it's a massive game because if we win it, then I feel like it's only going to give us more confidence. If we lose it, then it's going to heap all the pressures back on Arteta. And listen, I'm one of these fans that Arteta for me is, look, we know he's not the right guy. We know that he's not the right guy for the job. So for me, it doesn't matter whether he wins a whole heap of games. He's still going to be hanging by a thread because, like I said, it's all well and good beating Wimbledon. It's all well and good beating Burnley, West Brom, Norwich. It's all well and good beating those teams. But you've got to look at our performances, and our performances are still not great, are they? Let's be honest. Our performances they're getting better gradually, slowly but surely, but they're not as where they should be for Arsenal Football Club. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, I will be doing a full preview where I'll be going in depth on that. I will be going in depth on the North London derby. I'll be giving my preview prediction, score prediction for that tomorrow, 7 p.m. usual time, guys. But yeah, so I'm not gonna rate the whole entire team for last night's performance against Wimbledon. But what I am going to do is I'm just gonna pick out a couple of players who I thought had an exceptionally good game. And Thomas Partey's one of them. I thought he was outstanding in that midfield. I thought that Saka, when he come on, was outstanding. I thought that Smith Rowe was great when he come on. But from the starters who started the game, I think I'm going to have to go with Tavares, to be honest. I thought Tavares looked good. And he's not really put a foot wrong, has he, Tavares? Since he's been at Arsenal, he's not really put a foot wrong, but he's still a bit raw. You can see that, like I said earlier, defensively, he's not that great yet. He's still got a lot of work to do to improve defensively. But going forward, I thought he was pretty decent. He was very enthusiastic, always trying to get down that left-hand side. And yeah, you just got to admire what he does. So for me, I thought he was all right. I thought he was pretty decent. Yeah, I thought he was pretty decent. So yeah, Tavares, for me, was, in my opinion, probably the man of the match, even though Arsenal gave it to somebody else. But yeah, listen, guys. Look, I really appreciate all you guys tuning in. As always, apologies, it is a short one this evening, but like I said, that journey back at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. So yeah, like I said, I'm a bit tired. So Yeah, apologies. It's a short one. But like I said, I will be back tomorrow with the preview. Then on Saturday, Man City are playing Chelsea. So the watch-alongs are back. I will be doing a watch-along for that game. So yeah, do stay tuned. That's the early game as well. I think it's like 12:30. So yeah, I'll be doing a watch-along for that game. And then obviously it is all about the North London derby. Arsenal versus Tottenham. Can we get the win? It remains to be seen. Like I said, it's going to be a massive, massive test. But yeah, listen, if you've not checked out the Arsenal Uncensored podcast, the episode that was done over here, first time on my channel, so do go and check that out. Do subscribe if you are new to the channel. Do smash the like button. Would really, really appreciate it. And yeah, listen, the content keeps on coming. So yeah, there's lots more in the pipeline, lots more stuff that's going to be happening. So yeah, stay tuned here on Daniel Bailey TV. Listen, guys, enjoy the rest of the evening. Take care. And I'll catch you all tomorrow for the North London derby preview. Arsenal versus Tottenham. So yeah, listen, it's going to be a mad one. But yeah, listen, I'll catch you all soon and look after yourselves.